Oh, there you go. Kung Fu today, Rick. Kung Fu, no fist. Kung Fu, baby.
That's right.
What is going on? All my movie dojo army members watching right now, and all you beautiful badasses, welcome back to another episode of the Movie Dojo. That's right. And we have the legend himself. That's right. Hall of Famer, author, Rick Myers, Kung Fu Santa, doing sleeping boxing right there. What is going on, Rick? Welcome back.
Hey, it's nice to be back. I went to on my first trip in 3 years. I went to New York for the Urban Action Showcase this weekend, and to see the new One Piece movie, Red, at the IMAX Theater on Broadway, where the Urban Action Showcase was, and then to come in the next day and be interviewed for hopefully an upcoming documentary on Game of Death Redux.
Yes, I'm really excited about that.
Me too. I was pretty happy too. But
do we have a release date on that, or?
Oh, they're just
okay.
I mean, for the documentary, he wants to attach to it to make it a full feature, so he can actually get it sold. It's going to be a while still.
Okay. I'm excited though. At least things are in motion though. At least,
that's right.
So that's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad you had a great time at the Urban Action Experience.
Yeah.
Shout out to Demetrius.
Yeah, Demetrius. Yeah. Well, hey, I didn't realize, even though I should have realized, it was the 10th anniversary.
Oh,
it's the 10th anniversary, and he had awards and shirts for the pioneers. And I went, oh, that's great. And when I showed up, he said, I'll get you your shirt. And I went,
oh.
And I said, that's right. I've been there since the beginning. So it gave me a shirt.
That's awesome.
And on the back.
Oh, shit. Look at that. That's awesome.
The problem is that everybody who got a shirt, which was all the pioneers, we're all number 10. We're all number 10 in the same team. Because it was the 10th year.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's pretty cool. Congrats.
It's pretty cool.
Rick,
it's a great show, and hopefully everybody who's in the New York area. But we had guys flying in, and we had people from coming in. Ricky Baker came in for it. So yeah, everybody next year come to the 11th. It's an awesome show, and you're at the best theater on 42nd Street, and you can go see an IMAX movie or whatever else, because it's five stories of state-of-the-art movie theaters.
That's awesome. Hey, you never know. Next year, Samurai Guy might show up. We'll see.
I hope so. I'm hoping for that. But now, hey, Jake.
What's up, Jake? How you doing, Marco G? Just saying hello to everybody here. What's going on? Yo. All right. Kick it off, Rick.
Listen, you guys. Everybody, maybe all of you out there think that I sort of inspired Phat to do these movies. They're all, because I love Hi-YAH. This is my one of my Hi-YAH shirts. But I didn't. Phat got in touch with me like yesterday or the day before and said, would you like to do these reviews? And I went, no, actually the review for just the Grandmaster of Kung Fu.
Right.
I said, of course I'd be happy to. But then I went, well, why don't we do more? And this is a little feature of the same character. So my question to you is, Phat, why did you want to review these movies?
Well, I like Dennis To. My introduction to him was in the Legend of Yip Man movie, which was like a prequel, which was actually pretty good for, I enjoyed it. But I enjoy him as a performer, as a martial arts performer, and not everything he's in is is great, but he's always good in the action sequences. So I saw the little trailer for this, and it's on Hi-YAH. That's right, one of our favorite streaming services. We represent, son. And I was like, we got to, Samurai Guy's got to do more Hi-YAH movie reviews. So I was like, we got to do this. Dennis is playing Huo. What? So
yeah, well, there you go. That explains it. And I'm happy that this other movie is also a Huo movie. It's the same character in both movies, played by different actors with different directors. Curiously, even though the Grandmaster of Kung Fu has just come onto Hi-YAH, it's older than Fearless Kung Fu King, which came on originally.
Right. Grandmaster was 2019 and Fearless was 2020. Yeah.
And when our man in China, Ian Powers, heard that we were going to do these, he got in touch with me and he said, are these getting traction back in the States? These are the Ying. That's what they're called in China. Basically direct to video internet movies of China. He says we get about 1,000 a year now.
Oh,
Hardly any time to sort through them all. Most of them are really bad. Like they make the old Taiwan films look like masterpieces. Sometimes, though, were real gems. And what's another great thing about Hi-YAH is that they're the ones who weed through them. They get all 1,000 and they just cherry pick the best ones, which I have to admit, these are two. Of course, Phat, you know that I chose another one, the unbending Mr. Fong,
right. Yeah.
be a clip at the Kung Fu Extravaganza.
Which
So
was great.
yeah, that's again. This is why you should, if you're not subscribed to Hi-YAH, I personally really recommend it. It's the best out there for us Kung Fu film fans, because and also manhwa film fans and manhwa movies, I should say, because they have Korean, they have Japanese, they have Chinese, and they pick the best of the uncult. Because all the other studios who know nothing about Kung Fu movies, they get the ones that are most popular. But Hi-YAH gets the ones that are best. And right now, Haya has probably some of my favorite, my favorite Kung Fu movies of the last decade. They got The Swordsman, the Kung Fu Stuntmen documentary, The Final Master, which I think is one of the finest Kung Fu movies ever made, Raging Fire, the latest from Donnie Yen, Wolf Warrior 2, the movie that could have made Wu Jing the superstar he always should have been, but of course China cut him off at the knees and wouldn't let him make Wolf Warrior 3. And my favorite non-Donnie Yen Ip Man movie, Ip Man Final Fight, that's also there. And they also have, one of my favorite Japanese movies, Ichi the Killer.
Yeah.
Among many others. And they also have these. So now let's get into these. Which one do you want to do? You want to start with the one in 2019?
Sure. Yeah, we can kick it off with the Grandmaster of Kung Fu. Sure.
Before you start, though, let me also say that I have some research on the character this guy is playing. They're playing the character who's in these movies. The character in these movies is a real person, actually existed. He was Huo Yuanjia, courtesy name Zhengying. He's was a Chinese martial artist and co-founder of the Qinwu Athletic Association, a martial arts school in Shanghai, and a practitioner of the martial art Kung Fu style Ms. Zongyi, considered a hero in China for defeating foreign fighters in highly publicized matches at a time when Chinese sovereignty was being eroded by foreign imperialism, concessions, and spheres of influence. Due to his heroic stature, the legends and myths surrounding events in his life are difficult to discern from facts, and the movies don't help that. He's far from the most famous Chinese character in Kung Fu movies, though. That would be Fong Sai-yuk and Wong Fei-hung, of course. And it wasn't until, if it wasn't for, guess who, he wouldn't have been famous. If it wasn't for Bruce Lee. There you go. It wasn't for Bruce Lee, because Bruce Lee played his student, who Bruce called and other people called Chen Zhen, in Fist of Fury. But Chen Zhen is a fictional character, probably based on one or more of Hua's students. But Huo was the Sifu who Bruce died for in Fist of Fury. And since then, people, of course, who were dancing on Bruce's grave, take all the characters they made it Monostar because he taught Bruce Wing Chun, and now they're making Huo a star. So in the movies started, he didn't really get he got TV series, and there were some excellent TV series of Huo.
Oh,
uh,
nice.
and they started those back in 1976.
Oh, wow.
So there was a Fist of Fury series with Huo played by Bruce Leon, or the Bruce exploitation actor.
Mhm.
And then there was a self-named TV series. He was played by Don Wong. Legendary Fok, played by Huang Yang Sen. Another Fist of Fury, where he's played by Eddie Ko. And then the guy who probably played him best is one of my favorites, Vincent Zhao.
Yeah.
Vincent Zhao played him in the 2001 series. Then in Legend of Chen Zhen, Vincent Zhao played him again. Then Ekin Cheng, the teen heartthrob type, he played him as a younger man in 2007 TV series.
Oh, wow.
Then they did a TV series of the Jet Li movie Fearless, where Jet Li played him in the
Okay.
movie version, but Vincent Zhao played him again in the Fearless television series
In the show, okay.
in 2020, which I'm
Okay.
hoping somebody gets. Then the first movie was in 1982, Legend of a Fighter, Kung Fu Kids. Gordon Liu played him in where was it? In 2004 in Dragon and Fury. And then
Oh.
Andy On played him in Kung Fu League, which was just a very sad movie for me. Dennis To played him, as you'll see. Yeah,
Right.
now coming up to in Grandmaster of Kung Fu. So I've
Nice.
seen the movie.
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah, I
watched it.
seen
Well,
yeah.
tell us what you thought.
So, I watched Grandmaster first, and, you know, I'm watching the movie,
Yeah.
and the first thing that came to my head is hearing you can't really argue with them too much, but the first thing that came to my head was hearing people all around the world basically saying that the kung fu movie is dead. The kung fu film is dead. So I don't know why that just appeared in my head recently while I'm watching the movie. And as soon as we get to the first fight, oh my goodness, Rick, my 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 face lit up. I had this huge smile and I was like, there's still hope. Like I was just like, I was enjoying. Oh man, I was enjoying the hell out of the beginning of this film. I mean, this
I've been saying this for a while that Hi-YAH and these movies are the place. The Unbending Mr. Fong, Wong Fei Hung is back, and now he's back. Ip Man is back, but it's all these cheap. There, but what's fascinating, as you can see, even though they do it like 1,000 a year in China, and they all go on to streaming, the production values are remarkably good. And the
yeah,
cinematography is remarkably good. Of course, the costuming is great. I mean, they have a little village that they've built for other movies that these guys just go on. And, when we get to Fearless Kung Fu King, it has a cast of dozens.
yeah,
I mean, and what's also awesome about these movies is most of them are no more than 90 minutes. Grandmaster of Kung Fu is 75 minutes.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It, it goes.
Short and sweet.
And what's awesome also about these, even though Dennis in Grandmaster is the most famous actor for Americans, everybody's good, nobody's bad,
No.
and the martial arts is
Oh,
still better than anything we're doing.
oh,
It's
it's beautiful.
it's better than anything we're doing, and these guys are not the big superstar pros, but kung fu is a way of life in China.
Right.
So when they make these little movies in China, these guys know how to do it.
Yeah, and I was just like, "Oh, with this movie, the camera work,
Mhm,
showing the editing, showing the fight. I
mhm.
mean, just not choppy, not it being all chopped up where you don't know what's going on, and
It
it's
flows.
just so
It
good.
flows. It
It's
flows
so
really
good.
nice.
And I really enjoyed, the opening, act here with all the martial arts, masters,
Yeah.
fighting for the position of becoming the president.
Now wait
Uh
a minute. Is she in Grandmaster or is she in
Mhm.
Fearless?
No, she's in Grandmaster.
'Cause we've got some women in Fearless too that are just
Yeah,
cool, just great.
and, I I love how, Dennis Toad just walked in, while everybody was brawling, and I love how he just walked in, looked like this little country bumpkin, Like, it
Yeah.
looked like he didn't even belong there, and,
Yeah.
he was the man, but, oh, right in the beginning, you guys, I was like, "Okay, this movie's legit.
Yeah,
This movie's legit."
it's fun, it's fascinating, it's real martial arts because Dennis is not an actor. Dennis was
Yeah,
a martial artist first.
right.
What's this? I have his actual Chinese name, Yun Hang To.
Okay.
Yeah, and they give him the, he chooses Dennis. All the Chinese can choose their American names. But in any case, so he was a martial artist first, so his martial arts is always good, and and it's authentic. Yeah. Also, you notice that in these movies, because they're made in China, there's a lot of discussion of martial arts and the way martial arts should go, especially since Huo was a champion and a great legendary popular character in the history of Chinese martial arts. So yeah, it was stirring. I just always get a little choked up and a little teary-eyed when I see these when Hi-YAH is kind enough to pick the best ones and put them on their channel.
Oh, yeah, and it was restoring my faith that, hey, the kung fu movie still exists, it can still be awesome,
Yeah.
and,
Well, the only thing that I personally wasn't crazy about this movie
okay.
is that the plot is extremely familiar.
Yes.
I
Yes.
mean, they're calling it the Grandmaster of Kung Fu for a reason, and not because I don't know if that's the original Chinese title, and I don't know whether Well Go USA for Haya is retitling them. But you can
Right.
tell whoever retitled this in the American is just going, "Oh, just use Grandmaster." They have all these names of famous kung fu movies, like The Grandmaster.
Right,
This
right,
was an
right,
Ip
right.
Man movie,
Right.
but this is not about Ip Man. Oh, call it that anyway, even though he was a grandmaster.
Right,
Same
right.
reason that Fearless Kung Fu King has Fearless in the title, because Fearless is the most popular and famous movie, Jet Li's version of the character.
Right,
But,
right, right,
but even so, this plot was very familiar, so I was a little disappointed in that. However,
right.
all was forgiven in the final fight.
Oh, man.
Final fight. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, this is spoiler review for both, so it's okay.
Spoiler alert. Huo's wife is kidnapped and held hostage, so he throws the fight. But at the end, his fellows, Chen Zhen, in fact,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the guys, not played by Donnie Yen, not played by Bruce Lee, rescue his wife, and his wife appears at the ringside, which again I think is similar to other movies. But that unleashes Dennis, and this was the greatest thing ever. Dennis, it's the best acting Dennis has ever done. When he goes from being subjugated and willing to give up his life to save his wife, and then sees his wife there, knows his wife is safe, he changes. And it's kind of like, oh, I'm getting chills just thinking about it. I'm getting chills remembering how his face looked. And it was kind of like, oh man, you guys are in trouble now. Because he also lets go of all of that kung fu chivalry
Mhm.
and just said, you guys are fucked.
Yeah, he's going to town, that's it, that's a wrap.
Now look at his hands. Is he making a fist? Is
No.
he making a
No,
fist?
no,
His
no.
final his final move. I watched it several times. I was so thrilled as my smart ass, open hand loving guy, martial kung fu guy I am. When he wanted to hurt that guy, watch what he does. He starts hitting him in the head. But this is what I've always been saying. If you want to be a stupid fighter, if you want to be badass or a bad badass, the stupidest thing you can do is make a fist and hit the guy in the head, because the fist is one of the weakest parts of your body with the most breakable bones, and the head is one of the most powerful parts of your body, except for one place. There's one place on the human skull that is weaker than any other place. And Bruce Lee, had he survived, could have told you where that was. But the Grandmaster of Kung Fu shows you where that was. His hands open up, and he starts wailing on the villain right here, right here. This is the bone that popped on Bruce Lee's head the night he died. That bone right here. If that, and it's the weakest bone on the skull. And even if you crack it, your brain will be flooded with blood. Yeah, Huo wanted that guy dead.
Yeah.
He hits him 3 times. Wham,
Oh, yeah.
wham,
Oh, yeah.
wham. And I'm just like going,
Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, man.
And
That's what he's doing.
yeah, and I love how the right towards the end of the fight where he just rubs it in, like, "I could have finished you,"
Yeah,
but he kinda strikes through the floor
yeah,
right next to his
yeah.
head,
Right to
like,
his right
yeah,
to the floor through his head. But even
yeah,
so, after seeing him, I felt those hits through the
yeah.
screen. But so when the guy was still alive, I'm going, "Oh, no, you would not be alive. You would not be alive if he had done that to you." But maybe he was controlling it, and maybe we were just watching the blood, the brain
Right.
the brain get flooded. Because it sadly, Liam Neeson's wife died of the
Mm,
same thing.
mm,
She hit her head on a ski slope, and
mm.
the ice cracked that, and she didn't die until hours later because she
Right.
didn't realize what had happened. So all I'm telling you guys, if yeah, temporal bone, thank you, Dingo. Yeah, all I'm telling you, if you ever get into a fight, protect this area. Just keep moving like the kung fu guys. Okay,
Thank you, Marco,
Marco,
and
you
we
talk
have
about his shirt or mine? Whose shirt are you
he
talking?
he's
Oh,
saying
yeah.
he's got the Hi-YAH shirt.
Anyway,
Thanks, Marco.
oh, it's
Uh
funny when I went to Urban Action Showcase, I was wearing this, and when I ran into somebody like Michael Jai White was there, I would just open my coat and point to him on the shirt.
ah!
There you are, buddy.
That's awesome.
So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
highly recommend Grandmaster of Kung Fu.
It's legit, guys. It is legit.
Have you that seen Fearless Kung Fu King?
Yes, I have. Yes, I have.
What did you think?
Well, I should have watched this first and then maybe went into Grandmaster, but right after Grandmaster, I was such on a high after watching that I'm always patient with these movies, and I gave it a shot. But my pet peeve with this one really
Mhm.
is there's just too much quick cut editing with a lot of the
Really?
fights.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me,
Yeah,
I don't know, you know.
I get you. Well, I'll tell you what I think in a second.
Okay.
It's up to you. I can tell you,
I
this
just I kinda checked out, to be honest. Like,
oh, wow.
around 45 minutes in, I'm like, "Oh, no.
Oh,
This."
no. I wanna say that no,
Okay.
45 minutes is the worst time to check out.
Okay.
It's 90 minutes, and it should
Okay.
have been 75.
Okay.
It's a young Huo movie. It's
Right.
young Huo.
Right.
Grandmaster is an older Huo. This is the younger guy. The first 45 minutes is the slowest, although, yeah, in 45 minutes in, he has his game of death sequence. Once that happens, the movie, this, I like, from a kung fu standpoint, this is a better movie. Fear the
Okay.
Kung Fu King is a better movie. And the actor is a new actor. His name is Hu Guofeng.
He's good.
He's a little monotone once he leaves home and goes to try to avenge what's happening to his friends. He gets but he's very strong, and his kung fu is excellent. The kung fu in this movie, from that game of death sequence to the ending sequence, there are too many and I'm pretty sure they've edited this. I believe this movie was longer because there are two female characters who I believe suffer awful, awful fates, but you never see them. They're only alluded to after they disappear, after the villain gives them to his slimy first in command. And he goes, "What do we do about these girls?" And he goes, "You can have them. Do with them what you want." We never see the girls again. And at the very end, when the lovable friend character gets killed, he says, will I be able to see, or it gets mortally wounded as he's dying in our hero's arms. He says, well, I can go see Zhang Yu again. And I said, so there had to be a scene where horrible, horrible things happened to him. But they took it out of the movie probably very wisely. And that was probably the Chinese Film Bureau. But
Uh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Rick, I think we saw a different movie. So, hold on. Hold on. This was one of my questions. I had a question I was gonna ask you
Go ahead.
later.
Yeah.
Uh, um, I'm gonna because you said Game of Death. I don't remember any of that happening
He
in
goes
the
through tower. He goes through.
no, this
Oh,
is a
well, that
so
happened
so
at the 45-minute mark.
no, no, this is a totally different movie. All right, hold on. So, maybe different regions, Rick? Maybe they screwed up over here.
Where did you watch it? Did you watch it on Hi-YAH?
Yeah, and
I
I made
watched it
sure
on Hi-YAH.
okay, I have screenshots of the movie I watched.
Let me see.
So, okay, let me know if any of this looks familiar. Were there ninjas in the movie?
No, you watched the wrong movie.
I di
No,
I
wait a minute.
watched the
No,
right movie.
there were Mosha. There weren't ninja. But go ahead.
No,
Show me.
she was speaking Japanese.
Oh yeah, there was no.
Yeah, I think now I have another photo
Yeah, go ahead.
from another this is my another question for you, from another movie called there's another movie called Fearless Kung Fu, and this is why I was a little confused.
Yeah, probably.
I saw the trailer because I was looking up footage to create the intro.
Yeah.
Now, do these images look familiar?
Yeah.
How about
Oh
this
yeah,
one?
that's very familiar. Yeah,
Okay, is that the movie? Is this the correct one?
that's the correct one.
Okay, this trailer looks amazing.
It is.
This trailer looks amazing. Like,
I mean,
this looks amazing.
you have the correct poster for the movie up behind you.
This is what I clicked on in Hi-YAH app. So, there could be an issue over here in California.
Yeah, that's right. We're cheating. Oh yeah, we don't want to give Fat Samurai the legit Haya. We'll give him the
No,
lower Haya. We'll
no,
give Rick the real
so
Haya.
so forget yeah, so whatever movie this was,
Forget it.
the fight scenes were edited terribly, and the ninjas in there, the fight scenes were horrible.
I'm gonna
Uh
watch that one just to.
so anyway, but no, if this is the one you're talking about,
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
this looks
that's
this
amazing.
looks amazing. I can't wait to actually see the real
Yeah.
Fearless Kung Fu. So no, it's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good as long as one of us seen the real version. You can talk
Yeah.
about it. So go
And
ahead, Rick.
I think you'll find, because I found this is better. I like Grandmaster. I love Fearless Kung Fu King. I
Right.
mean, it's some of the best kung fu I've seen since the movies I mentioned earlier. Like The Final Master. And even though it is derivative, it's very knowingly derivative. In that, I mean, that sequence. Oh yeah, that's from the Game of Death sequences.
Yeah.
The
This.
second guy he fights is a blind man.
Right. Right.
So
Yeah.
he blindfolds himself.
Oh, this looked amazing. The trailer looked
It's a
absolutely
great
amazing.
movie. It's really Huo. It's his legend. You can see the only problem I had with it was that it was 90 minutes, because the climax comes the climax comes about 80 minutes in, and then they just drag it out for after he finally takes this guy down. Oh my god, that sequence. It's not as good. The Game of Death sequences is great kung fu. The final battles, great kung fu.
Oh, I can't wait to watch the real version.
Then it gets brutal. It just gets brutal. And he again unfortunately suffers some wounds that, I mean, I could have sworn that a sword goes into his chest
Uh-huh.
here.
Yeah.
It looks like this far. And he just keeps going.
Okay.
So, it was, so they push it a little bit, but it's still worth it. It's just
I
Fearless
can't wait.
King. Uh, I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to look for the director. Look for the director again. The director of that was He-Z, which is Heizi. He was the
Okay.
director. Look for the
Okay.
actor Hu Guofeng. I mean, I'm going to get in
So,
touch with Welgo and
okay.
Haya and say,
Yes.
more of this stuff.
Yes,
More of this-
or fix the issue I had over here in California. I'm gonna show you, Rick. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you right when we're done. I'm gonna show you that
Yeah,
I clicked on the right
show me
thing.
which one. Show me which one.
I think they just screwed up over here because Yuan Jia is still the character in this movie.
Well, there's a bunch of Wu and Jia movies.
So I think they made a mistake.
It's quite possible. I mean, I feel like going on to Hi-YAH now on another one of my streaming
Yeah,
services and
yeah.
find the one you found.
I'll
But
show you it right it'll be quick. I'll show you right after this. It'll be real easy.
you can't
Well,
show.
I'm glad you watched this version because I saw the trailer and I was like, "This looks amazing." Yeah,
Um,
this trailer alone is
yeah.
better than this entire movie I watched. Yeah, this movie was really bad. And good there was not one impressive fight scene in whatever this movie was.
Well, I'm very sorry you struggled through that because I'm watching Fearless Kung Fu King and the real Fearless Kung
Oh,
Fu King, and I'm thinking, oh my
I'm
God,
jealous.
Fat is probably having a great time. Oh man, I can't wait to talk to Fat about this one.
See, now it makes sense, right? What I said
Yeah,
earlier. Like I
that's
was like,
hilarious.
what is this movie?
Oh,
Like
this
what
is
is this?
awesome. Oh my God, I'm so glad I didn't see that.
What this is look at this. This is amazing.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
People in chat right now are asking me to review this version. Like we don't
No,
have time. We don't have
no.
time for that. All right. But yeah, I'll show you after that. All right. So I'm glad you've seen the real version. So
I and
I cannot
and
wait to watch this. This looks amazing.
oh, go back to the teacups. Go back to the
Okay.
teacups.
Okay.
I love that whole sequence is just kind of like, I mean, they use wires in this one, but they use it in such a way. You can tell that that's the other thing I wanted to say about both these movies. They look like they're making contact. I mean,
Oh.
when
Oh yeah,
Dennis,
that's right.
when Dennis was whooping that guy upside the head, it really looked like they were making contact.
Yeah.
And that's
Oh yeah.
another awesome thing that you're not going to find in American films. Same thing with Fearless Kung Fu King. During those sequences, there's wires used, but especially who in the real Fearless Kung Fu King, he took great pride in he does twice in the movie. He does the famous hitting the high C of Kung Fu, which is jumping into the air, kicking 3 times before he lands. Even
Okay.
though you can kind of tell that he's using a wire, he makes it clear that he could have
Right.
done it without the wire. Bam, bam, bam. It was
Right.
just, yeah, for a kung fu lover and a kung fu student, it
Oh,
was kind of like,
I'm heartbroken.
I
Elizabeth,
love you, Fearless Kung Fu King. I
Elizabeth,
love you.
I'm coming to join you, honey.
Oh my God. No, you can see it now. You can see it. You have something to look forward to now.
Well, hopefully they fix the problem over here, but I'll show you. I'll show you later.
But then,
Yeah,
okay. I mean, yeah,
yeah.
maybe, oh, I don't know what happened.
It's all good. It's all good. Well, at least you've seen the real version, Rick.
I
That's all
saw
that
the good
matters.
version, the great
Yeah,
version.
the great version. Yeah, not this garbage where ninjas show up and it's some of the worst edited fight scenes I've ever seen in a long time. Yeah, it's just really,
The
really bad.
real fearless kung fu king will cure you of your ills.
Nice, nice. I
Fearless
can't
kung
wait
fu
to check
king.
it out.
That's
All
great.
right. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Cool.
Well,
We good?
what are you rating? What rating you gonna give the first film, Grandmaster?
Grandmaster. I'll give.
C is average. What are you gonna
Oh yeah.
give it?
Oh, we're doing okay. Then I would say it's a solid B, B plus. No B.
Nice,
It's a B.
nice.
It's a
I'll give it a B
classic B
plus.
film. Yeah, it's classic
Yeah,
B. B
I'll
movie.
give it. Yeah, I'll give it a B plus. I enjoyed it that much. What
Yeah.
are you giving? The real Fearless Kung Fu King movie. What are you
A
giving that one? Woo! All
minus.
right, I got to see this.
The minus is just because of the missing apparently rape murder scene, and
Oh,
as well as the 90 minutes and the unnecessarily drawn out ending. Although it was suitably emotional,
right,
um,
right, right, right.
but yeah, I the kung fu is so good,
Oh,
and I mean, again, I may not watch the first since it's 90 minutes. I may not watch the first half hour again, but I'm definitely watching that last hour over and over and over again.
nice,
Such great
nice.
work.
Nice. Oh, yeah, this is legit, guys. So make sure you go to Hi-YAH, check it out. Grandmaster is legit. I mean, this really great fight sequences in here. You will not be disappointed.
And the big difference between them is Grandmaster was all about Chinese versus Japanese. Thankfully, Fearless Kung Fu King is not just about that. It's Chinese versus Chinese, Chinese versus Japanese,
All
Japanese
right.
versus Chinese, Chinese versus
Okay.
Japanese. So yeah, it's
Nice.
it's awesome stuff.
Awesome. And don't forget, guys, in the description box below of this video, I have a link straight to Hi-YAH so you guys can get, start your free trial. I mean, come on, you can't go wrong starting free trial.
Yeah.
Try it out. Try it out.
Yeah, just
We have
watch the movies I told you to watch. You don't have to watch everything else. I've gone through everything else, but highly recommend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can take up how long is it a free month? What's the
I think so.
that yeah, you can watch 9 movies in a month. Come on. And then
Yeah.
choose everything else that you might want.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And we forgot to mention earlier that there's more old school classics, remastered versions of old school classics coming to Hi-YAH as well. And this is that just beefs the content, man. Like the Hi-YAH app is just getting bigger, better, and I highly recommend it. Don't know what happened to me over here with Kung Fu Kung Fu King, but we'll fix that. We'll
I
fix
feel
that.
for you, buddy. I feel for
Yeah.
you.
Oh, oh, oh. You know what? It's great though. It's great though because it makes total sense. It makes total sense.
It makes
But this was awesome. This was awesome. You got anything coming out right now? Anything to plug? Or
uh
we end it for today?
I'm happy to say that my latest project, 107,000 words into it. We're coming to the end point. My partner in the project is doing an amazing speech on Veterans Day in Washington D.C., and then he'll get in touch with me to figure out how we're going to finish it, and then we'll see what goes from there. I seem to remember this. Well, yeah, I'm deciding what I'm going to do about Black Panther.
Mm,
Whether I'm going to go to the theaters for that. I'm deciding whether thankfully, Thanksgiving is set up for me, so
all
that's
right.
pleasant. Otherwise, I mean, I'll tell you, if you guys haven't done it, there's nothing like finishing a book. It's kind of like it's the male equivalent of having a baby. You know, once you finish, I mean, it's not painful for me. I love
Yeah.
writing,
Right. Right. Right.
but for many of my writer friends, it's very painful. So that's why it's like having birth. But once you give birth, women have told me that there's this rush of emotion that flows over you, and that's the way I feel when I finish a book. It's like, oh, my child is born. Oh, I will love you forever. So
Yeah.
I'm in that
Nice.
state now. I'm just kind of
All right. All
oh,
right.
and One Piece. We should do a
Are you going to save One Piece for action film autopsy?
oh yeah,
And
I'm definitely talking about One Piece and action film autopsy. That
yeah.
was amazing.
Nice.
I
Nice.
don't know if you
Nice.
guys have seen any of the other One Piece movies, but this one is probably my favorite. I
Oh,
mean,
nice. How
I
was it in the IMAX theater?
That's this is why I don't like going to movie theaters anymore. I went to see No Time to Die, and the projection bulb was dimmer, and so that ruined it. Then I watched
Oh,
No Time to Die, which I still don't like
yeah.
as a James Bond movie, but I
Right, right.
saw it on Amazon Prime on my TV at home. It was so much better. Here, I'm at the IMAX theater, laser theater in New York. The movie starts, the lights don't go down.
Oh, no.
And on the walls of the theater, they have big neon uh, uh, um, IMAX, IMAX on both walls,
Yeah,
made
yeah.
out of white letters. They stay on.
Okay.
All the lights in the ceiling stay on. All these stay on. I'm going because I was a apprentice projectionist many years ago at the Showcase Cinemas in Orange. So I know all about what it takes to run the projectors and now it's all computerized. You just have to hit the button, but you have to hit the right button. So when the
Okay.
movie starts, the lights go down, and when the movie ends, the lights come up.
Right, right.
Somebody didn't hit that button. And so I'm just going, it was like watching it in your living room with the lights on.
Right.
Finally, nobody else was going.
Yeah.
I was in the row behind the handicap seats. I got up. I stomped on the seat on my armrest, leaped over the banister, landed on the ground, ran out into the lobby, and started screaming, "The lights are on in the IMAX theater! The lights are on in the IMAX theater! Turn the lights off!" And everybody started like panicking.
Yeah.
Bearded guy in a Hi-YAH shirt yelling at them. And I
Hey,
come back
somebody had to do it.
and the lights are still on.
Oh, no.
Then finally, 5 minutes later, they go down, and then the Hi-YAH signs go off, and the audience applauds because they
Okay.
all know I did it. And then
Right.
at the end of the movie, awesome movie. By the end of that movie, it's like I say, it's like you'll know what your eyes will know what a pinball feels like. It's just like
Wow. Alright.
amazing, amazing movie from every standpoint.
Yeah.
And then the lights don't come back on. The movie ends. It's pitch black in the theater,
Wow.
and I shout out from the middle of the thing,
Yeah.
"Now you can put the lights on." And the lights come back on.
Oh, that's
I
hilarious.
go, "Thank you."
Oh, but yeah, we'll talk about that, for the next action film autopsy for
Yeah.
sure, and don't forget, guys, to support Rick's novels, Films of Fury.
Get the book! Get the book! Get the book!
Also, the Target novel, you gotta add those to it. Yeah, here you go, this one. And the Thrilling Adventure stories. Yeah, those are the 4 things that are available, this Target by Richard S. Myers, which is the novel adaptation of my comic book from Atlas back in 1975, and of course and then this book takes place in the 70s, because that's when it was originally written, and
Okay.
from the 70s. However, there is an original Target chapter in Thrilling Adventure Stories also available on Atlas, and there's my character Manstalker from the Target series, and that takes place today.
Okay.
I bring it up to date in Thrilling. I
Oh,
I create the character in this one. I bring them up to date in this one.
nice. Alright, copy that. Before we go, guys, don't forget the information to the Hi-YAH app is in the description box below. Go ahead and try it out for free, man. Check it out. You'll enjoy it for sure. Support Well Go USA. Get them Blu-rays. That's right. They're the ones pumping out the awesome content on physical media. Got to represent physical media. And check out both of these films, the correct versions. And just a quick reminder, if you see this man
Run! Run!
this is the wrong movie. If you see this lady,
Run!
yes, this is terrible. This movie's terrible. That's why Samurai Guy checked out. All right.
There
Thanks again.
there are masked men in the real Fearless Kung Fu King, but they're not ninja.
Right. There you go.
They're
All right,
motion.
guys. Thanks again for watching. You can also follow Rick in the description box below.
Yep.
And we see you guys on the next one. Take care, guys.